Morning, peeps. Good morning. All right. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. We're on our way to 30,000 people. I don't know when we're going to get there, but that's the new target, 30,000 subscribers. So thank you so much to everyone that has been subscribing. Don't forget as well to like and share the vids. Thank you. Is there anything better than coffee in the morning? Don't think there is, you know. I don't think there is. All right. Let's quickly have a look again at this Dillian White versus Povetkin card. I think I've done scores on the doors for it already, but let's quickly have a look at the whole card because I think it's a decent card. I actually think it's a card that's been slept on a little bit, if I'm honest with you. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I'm not going to get into the argument about whether or not it's pay-per-view. I'm just talking about from a card, like a card that I'm excited about watching. This is it. This is it. I'm going to do a live watch along for this. As always, I'll let you know the time closer to the day. So check out the community tab and you'll know the time, but we are going to do a live watch along. All right. Campbell Hatton makes his debut. A lot of excitement, obviously, about Campbell Hatton. Looks so much like his dad. I know that's an obvious statement, but just everything about him reminds me of Ricky. No word yet on his opponent. That's going to be announced very, very soon. We have Yusuf Kamari against Kane Baker. Decent little scrap, that one. Obviously, Yusuf Kamari unbeaten. Eric Pfeiffer against Nick Webb. I'm sure this is the Eric Pfeiffer. Was this the guy that was supposed to take on Daniel Dubois? I can't remember. Anyway, he's unbeaten. Let's see what you can do. Should be, again, it's going to be a good little scrap. I'm not trying to say these are fucking fights that are going to go down in the history of boxing. We're talking about good little scraps, and this will be one. Fabio Wardley, I keep talking about this one. Fabio Wardley versus Eric Molina, I love. Such a great scrap, this one. Eric Molina, sort of a vet, I think it's fair to say, right? He's coming to the end of his career, we know. But last time out, I think it was Hrgovic for Molina. Was it? Or has he had a fight since then? Yeah, it was Hrgovic that beat him. I was there for that fight. I thought he looked in great condition. I just think Hrgovic just looked like a wrecking machine. Hrgovic, that day, blatantly looked like Dolph Lundgren from Rocky IV. Just looked big and intimidating. This is a big step up for Wardley, though. I mean, Eric Molina's going to approach this fight thinking, I mean, yeah, he's good, this kid, but, you know, he's come from white-collar boxing. I'm like a legit boxer. I like this a lot. I like it a lot. Chris Conger versus Michael Mickinson. Sign me up. It's a good fight. Honestly, that's a very, very good fight. You know when Eddie Hearn used to, I don't know if he still does it, those next-gen cards. This would have headlined the next-gen card. Decent fight. The winner of this will be going on to European level. That's how big this fight is for both. Both unbeaten. Great fight. I mean, I know the likes of Conor Benn and Marcoux. Well, to be fair, Marcoux's been calling them out. They've been calling that Conor Benn. But realistically, the winner of this fight could fight Conor Benn if Conor Benn gets past Vargas. Although I think Conor Benn will probably be looking further past them if he gets past Vargas. Ted Cheeseman versus James Metcalf. Another great scrap. The only thing is Metcalf has been out of the ring for quite a while. When was the last time Metcalf actually had a fight? 28th of February 2020. And even that was, you know, a fight he should win. Before that, so his last real competitive fight was the 15th of June 2019. It's a long, long time ago. That's a good scrap. And then obviously the main event. What do you guys think? No? Not happy? I'm happy. I'm happy with it. Main event being Povetkin, Dillian White. All right, let's talk about Povetkin, Dillian White for a little while. Repeat or revenge, people? What are we thinking? Repeat or revenge? I still remember the knockout. Can't forget it. Can't forget the knockout of the year for me that Povetkin inflicted on Dillian White. Knockout of the year. I know I talk about it a lot, but for me it was one of the best punches I've seen in a long time. I was going to say ever. Let's calm down, Ade. But the way in which he maneuvered into the punch, it wasn't like it was a Hail Mary. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't luck. It wasn't, he didn't even put everything into it. It was 10 out of 10. It was perfect. It was perfect. And yeah, boy, they were supposed to get it on, I think in November, if I'm correct. I think it was November they were supposed to do the rematch. That didn't happen. They were supposed to do it in January. That didn't happen. They're doing it now. Now, I remember when they announced November, I was like, okay, let's calm down a bit. Let's calm down. Dillian Whyte is obviously somewhat embarrassed by the knockout and he wants to get his revenge very quickly. And I was like, whoa, relax. That was a heavy, heavy knockdown. Heavy. You know, like he literally planted backwards, didn't he? There was no, like, you know, it's not like he took a knee or anything. That was full force. And I think those kind of knockouts or knockdowns, you're just supposed to do nothing for months. For me, it's like 6 months of no activity. That's what I would recommend. But he wanted to get in there straight away. Look, if the doctors are saying he's fine, who am I to argue against it? So I was happy when the first fight got cancelled. I was like, this is a blessing in disguise for Dillian Whyte. It gives him time to work with his trainer a lot more. Remember, that was his first fight with his new trainer after getting rid of Mark Tibbs. So I was like, you know what, this is good. I thought January was a perfect date. I was like, okay, January's good. Didn't happen in January. Povetkin got COVID. We're now going in March. Who does that benefit more? It might. I think from the outside looking in, you think it benefits Dillian Whyte more, right? I think Dillian Whyte, and I hope I'm wrong here, but I hope Dillian Whyte hasn't killed himself in training. You know, sometimes they can say phrases like, oh, he left everything in the gym. I hope he hasn't left everything in the gym, because every time I watch Dillian Whyte, when he puts videos up on his Instagram or when we're seeing clips of Dillian Whyte, he's always literally going balls to the wall working. And that, some people might say that's good, but I always think the body needs a rest. And I hope he has, I'm sure that he's got smart people around him, but I hope he has tailored off. And now we just ramped it up as we close in on the date, because his body does need a rest, because Dillian Whyte does look like he's always working so hard. And you know Dillian Whyte's the type of person as well that when he has sparring, it's fucking brutal sparring. Like Dillian Whyte reminds me of, in MMA, like the Brazilians, not so much anymore, but there was a time when their sparring sessions were brutal. Like if you guys follow MMA, go back and watch Wanderlei Silva, or Vanderlei Silva, should I say, Vitor Belfort. Go and watch those guys' old sparring. Jose Aldo. These guys are killing each other, literally killing each other. And their careers just fell off because they beat each other up in sparring too much. I hope Dillian Whyte isn't like that. That all being said, I personally do think it will be revenge. I do think it will be revenge. I do think Dillian Whyte is going to get the job done. Dillian Whyte has to get the job done. I'm not one of those people that will say, that if he loses, he's done. No. It's not that. Unless he gets brutally knocked out, then it's a different conversation. But in terms of him jumping straight back into the mix, that they are talking about a possible Wilder fight for an interim or whatever, or a final eliminator for the WBC heavyweight strap. In order for him to get those fights, he has to win. There is no two ways about it. And not only that, but he has to win to stay in that pay bracket he wants to stay in. If Dillian Whyte loses again, he can come back, 100%. But it's not going to be as a pay-per-view attraction. It'll be as a Saturday night fight. It'll probably be as it might not even be as a main event. It might be as a co-main. That your money drops off. Your money probably literally drops in half if that happens. So he has to win. Povetkin, I don't know. Povetkin's already beat Whyte, right? All the pressure's on Dillian Whyte here. All the pressure is on Dillian Whyte to win. Povetkin, though, goes into this fight knowing he can knock out Dillian Whyte. Povetkin goes into this fight knowing he can hurt Dillian Whyte. And people might think, well, that's obvious. You know, well, not really. Not really. You know, remember, let's not forget it was Povetkin that was hurt in that fight. And then he came back with something. That fight could have been over quite early. He came back with something. So he now goes into the fight knowing he can really, really get rid of Dillian Whyte whenever he wants. And I think it's going to be a fantastic fight. I really do. Povetkin is the better boxer of the two. Dillian Whyte is the more rugged. And if they're trying to turn Dillian Whyte into a boxer this late in his career, then I think you should stop. Just let him fight. Let him fight. Obviously, it has to be with a game plan. You can't be reckless. But sometimes you just got to let the pit bull off the leash. And I think that's what they might do with Dillian Whyte. So I'm going for revenge. I think Dillian Whyte will get either a late stoppage or it will be by points. It won't be without struggle. And it shouldn't be without struggle. And the reason I say this is because I've always said, and people have given me a lot of stick for saying this, that Dillian Whyte is closer. You know, there was a time when people thought Dillian Whyte was like the fourth best heavyweight in the world. So it was whatever order you want, Wilder, Fury, AJ, right? And then the fourth was Dillian Whyte. I said Dillian Whyte was always closer to the guys at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 than he was to 1, 2, 3. Always. So those matchups between Dillian Whyte and potentially Michael Hunter, or Dillian Whyte and Herg, or Dillian Whyte, Povetkin, Dillian Whyte, Pulev, were always going to be super close for me. Like Dillian Whyte wasn't head and shoulders above them. Whereas I think the other three will beat those guys. Even now, I'd even put Wilder in that category. I think they'll beat those guys. Dillian Whyte for me was never that. So Dillian Whyte, Povetkin for me was always going to be close. It was never going to be a blowout. That's why I was a bit shocked by the knockout, but I wasn't shocked that Dillian Whyte lost to Povetkin. Shocked the way he got beat, the knockout, the punch, but not shocked that he lost. I'm rattling on here, ain't I? All right, so I think Dillian Whyte's going to win. I think because of the layoff, I think Cheeseman could beat Metcalf just because of the layoff. I think Congo is going to beat Mickinson, but I'm not convinced about this one. This is what I'm saying. See the faces I'm making? I'm like, this is what I like. I like that. I like that face. Molina, Wardley, can't call it, but I'm going to go Wardley just. Campbell Hatton's going to win his debut, obviously. Imagine he doesn't. Fucking hell. Imagine he doesn't. Yusuf Kamari, I think, will beat Kane Baker. Kane Baker's, he comes to scrap there, doesn't he? Eric Pfeiffer, Nick Webb. Pfeiffer, just because he's unbeaten, to be honest. I think he'll keep that record. So that's, what is it called again? There's something Rock on Gibraltar or something. All right, let's have a look at some news throughout the week. See what we got. Obviously, everyone's still talking about the OKOLIE victory. Congrats, OKOLIE. Really good performance. What next? We'll see. Let's quickly fly through some news. Oscar De La Hoya, Ryan Garcia is in a unique position. All of the champions are calling him out. Yeah, he is in a position. Is he the money fight in the division? I don't think he's the money. Is he? I'm not sure. They're all close. I think Devin Haney's probably, in terms of, well, I say, but I'm just about to say Devin Haney's probably the lowest in terms of money, but don't think he is. Look what he's getting paid for Jorge Linares. So they're all very, very close, all of them, in terms of what they bring to the table. Let's hope we can get them in the ring. They're not going. If anyone's expecting to see any of these guys fight each other in 2021, curb your expectations. Ain't happening. Tony Bellew, Bradis, Makabu are dangerous fights, but OKOLIE can beat them. Yeah, I'm with that. He can beat Makabu. Tell you that now. He can beat Makabu. Has improved. I've seen Makabu fight a couple of times, like personally, seen him up close and personal. He has improved, but I think OKOLIE beats him, if I'm honest. Bradis, let's let OKOLIE have a couple more fights, then we'll see. Let's do what other people do. Let Bradis get old, and then let OKOLIE beat him. Ain't that what Canelo does? I'm not digging Canelo, by the way. I'm just thinking of the Golovkin thing. Beterbiev wants Canelo, Smith Vlasov winner, or Bivol Richards winner. Yeah, those are the only fights for him right now. It's even weird to say Bivol Richards winner. Obviously, Craig Richards is fighting Bivol, but basically he's saying he wants Bivol, if I'm honest with you. No disrespect to Richards. Smith Vlasov, that's for the vacant belt, vacated by Canelo. That's the belt that he won from Kovalev. Good fight that is, Smith Vlasov. I would like to see him fight Smith. Like, I want to see sort of an undisputed champion in that weight class. So I think Smith will beat Vlasov, I do. And then I wouldn't mind seeing Smith Bivol, and then the winner fights Beterbiev. That's a long layoff for Beterbiev, but we'll see. Anything else we got to talk about? Ortiz Hooker reflect local rivalry, remain in support of one another. Great fight. I really, really enjoyed that fight. I think the first round was just so fast-paced. It was incredible. Ortiz comes out like a steam train. Virgil Ortiz we're talking about here. I was a bit critical in the video I did yesterday because I likened him to a Bam Bam Rios, like Brandon Rios when he was coming up. Like, it was just literally sort of ship one to give one. He's better than that. He's got a bit better movement. He isn't like your crude Mexicans that kind of come forward, and he's not Margarito like. He's got better foot movement than that, better head movement. I just want to see a bit more. I thought he got tagged a lot, but I think it was the excitement of fighting in front of a crowd, fighting Morris Hooker. His first real fight at 147. Although Morris Hooker's come up, but Morris Hooker's a name, right? So maybe all that kind of got to him. I think he's only 22. He will get better, but I just want to see a bit better movement because they are talking about Spence and Crawford. He's not ready for that. There are some good names though at 147, some floating names around. I mean, it'll be hard to get some of those guys in the ring because obviously, look, we think of guys automatically like Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia is not going to come on the Zone platform unless it's real big money. He wants to go to 154. Sean Porter, I don't think he's going to take the fight. What does Sean Porter get out of fighting Ortiz? Sean Porter wants a world title fight, hence why he's trying to move for the Crawford fight. So it's going to be difficult. And then there's Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman ain't fighting him. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. Very interesting. Liam Smith working with Manny Robles. Okay, so no longer with Joe Gallagher. We'll see. Preparing for Magomed Kubanov. Liam Smith. Where is Liam Smith? I was reading something about Liam Smith the other day. What did I see? Like is he where? Sorry, I'm talking in riddles. I thought I saw something about Liam Smith. Is he still with Matchroom? I don't know what I saw. What did I see? Sorry, I need to find what I saw, peeps. I don't know, but there was something about Liam Smith. It was announced. I saw him. Maybe it was the fact that he's now with Manny Robles. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. Good luck to Liam Smith. Anyway, let's see what he can do. I think that is pretty much it, you know, people. Well done to Anthony Fowler. Good performance. He wants Sergio Garcia next. Easy now. Easy now. All right, yeah. This Joshua Fury thing, we still await a date, don't we? Now, what's been said, well, Eddie Hearn has basically said that a few people have come in with a site fee. I think he said up to 30 like people, or I don't know if it's 30 countries or 30 people, whatever, but 30 potential site fees have come in, and they're just going through them now. I guess they've got to do their due diligence, right? If someone comes in and says, yeah, I can drop 100 million, we've got to make sure this person's got that kind of money. He has said that a big offer's coming in, or has come in from Asia. We wait and see, peeps. We wait and see. I have to be honest with you, that June date, or what were they saying, June, July? We're now approaching the end of March. It needs to kind of happen now, doesn't it? We need an announcement sort of in the next 2 weeks, I think, for that June date to go ahead. If not, I think the longer it takes, there has to be a point where Tyson Fury says, well, I've not had a fight in a year and a half now. I'm not, I can't fight AJ in September. And I can fight him in June. I can do that longer layoff, but September we're stretching. So the longer it takes, the more I see Tyson Fury saying he wants an interim fight. And then we're talking of the fight possibly happening in December, which is then going to be a problem for AJ. AJ's going to say, oh, I've been a year out the ring. So look, we're going to have issues here. So I think it needs to be done sort of June for everyone to be okay. If not, then I think there might be a problem, and both of them might have interim fights. Yeah, that could happen. All right, guys, peace and love.